So once I actually score these dice, I have to change them from score dice to lock dice. So I'm going to go through all my dice buttons. And I'm going to go through and say if the button state of a particular one is a scoring die, it is now a locked die. I should probably have some sort of visual to make sure that that happens. Let's set the background to something else. How about blue? And then I should probably make sure that the dice are disabled as well. Set enable to false. Ooh, 500. Good. So those are the locked ones, and then I should be able to then either roll again or stop. So I need to make sure that I set my buttons here to true. To false. I shouldn't be able to score again until I roll again. And then stopping, so I can get a permanent score. There we go. So now these ones get rolled. Oh no, and I can't score these, because that's invalid. Okay, so now I need to do the thing where, what happens if I can't score anymore? I should probably make it so that I have to forfeit my score. If I have nothing selected and I can't select anything, then we'll go ahead and say that then they have to try and forfeit. Else if value count of 1 is 0, and value count of 2 is 0. So basically if I have nothing selected. And I suppose it could be that they're intentionally forfeiting, even if they still have points. Whatever, I won't judge them. Well, I might judge them a little bit, but not in the program. And the value count of 6 is 0. So now I need to be able to actually check and see whether they want to forfeit or not. I mean, I could just make them forfeit directly, but that seems kind of rude. So we're going to do another J option pane, which is a show, not a confirm dialog, it's not an input dialog, option dialog. So this will have the frame, message will be forfeit score. Is that how you spell forfeit? It looks weird to me. That's because it's misspelled. It still looks weird, but I think that's correctly spelled. Forfeit score will be the title. The option type, default option, I guess is what I want. What else do we have? Message type. I think this is a warning message, which has to do with which icon it shows. I don't really need an icon. Ooh, I need to choose the options. I'll get to this in a sec. And the initial value will be whatever the 0, 1 is. So when you're doing an option pane, you actually have to set up a series of objects which are your options. It's an array of objects. So I'm going to create an array which has 2 strings in it. And these are going to be my 2 options, which are simply yes and no. And then when I go in here to this show option dialog, I am passing in the array here of options and the options 0. So which one do I default to? Which is yes in our case. So now that I showed this thing, I've actually got to do something with it. So when I actually do the yes or no, it's going to set up a dialog box, which is going to be a choice, and we need to set that to be something. That reminds me, this actually returns that dialog box. This thing will return a yes or a no value, so I better capture that if I'm going to do something with it. So this dialog choice will be here. So if the dialog choice is the yes option, yes cancel, yes no, yes option, then we should do some stuff with actually forfeiting around. And if not, well, we can just dismiss it, I suppose. So I won't do an else statement on it. To see what this looks like, if I roll this and I just score it directly, forfeit score, you can do yes or no. So if I say yes, I need to reset the current score back to 0, because you've lost everything from this round. You should not have pushed your luck. Shame on you. I'm going to add 1 to the round. And then I should reset my text fields. Current score plus current score. And the same with current round. Current round plus the current round with a little o. Oh, and then I need to reset all of my dice. My suspicion is I'm going to need this multiple times. Well, I'll create this as a separate method. I'm going to show people in Eclipse a cool thing you can do with this. If you're just typing this out, I would just go ahead and create a reset die method here and move that down to the bottom. But in general, what I can probably do is go ahead and write the code for resetting the dice. This will be dice buttons. So I need to go through and disable them. So make sure they can't be clicked on anymore. This should be all hot dice again, because we're doing the next round. I should set all the colors back. Color dot light gray, spelled with an A. And then I need to reset my control buttons, the roll, score, stop. So you are enabled, and the other 2 are not. And stop button. Now, these things are things that I am likely to do multiple times. So in some of the IDEs, like Eclipse, for example, what you can do is you can refactor and extract a method. I'm going to call this reset dice. I can make it any of these things. I think I'm just going to do the package level, which means it doesn't have public or private on it. And now I have reset dice, and down at the bottom, that code I just highlighted is now in its own method. Kind of cool. So if you're manually typing this, all you would have done is type that reset dice here, and down at the bottom, made your own method before the end brace of the whole thing. So I roll, I forfeit dice, yes. Okay, and our current round is reset.